It's Friday, Friday. Gonna watch Friend on Friday. Oh man, Scala, you didn't count down. Anyway, welcome, Free Enterprise Racers. Happy Friday. We are here tonight to watch one of our Red Moon play-in matches. I am one of your commentators, JMac the Librarian. We have Scala Kitty on Restream, Twisted Flax on tracking, and here is my partner, the wonderful Inju Dave. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great tonight, JMac, and it looks like we're going to have a fantastic race between YangusKhan and PeasantsOMFG.
Absolutely. This is one of our play-in matches for the Red Moon bracket. These two were lucky enough to get to play an extra match in this tournament. We have Peasants, who is one of our frequent tournament players, comes around the community for tournament seasons, against a relatively new player, YangusKhan, who decided to just jump in and join the Red Moon as his first tournament this season. So I think it will be a very interesting matchup tonight.
Oh yes, it will. We got an edge start tonight, so no big hidden sticks to be found in the seed, or all the big hidden sticks is no one to use them.
Hang on, Dave. Are we fighting a T-Rex tonight?
Yeah, it looks like there's a T-Rex. Not sure what that second boss is.
I don't know, but that's super scary.
Oh, it's an evil computer, but it appears to be some sort of guy with a machine gun.
Okay,
we appear to be fighting various incarnations of Odio tonight.
Scala, I think we might be playing the wrong game tonight. Okay, well, as you can see, maybe not the exact correct bosses, but tonight's objectives are find all the bosses and defeat them. Well, not all of the bosses, but a lot of the bosses that you don't typically want to go and seek out during your free enterprise seeds. And you just have to find 7 of them and then get your crystal and go defeat Z.
Yeah, we have, Full Gauntlet, Golbez on this flag set. They are very, very likely to come up. Like, we would need to hit a very low % chance for them to not show up, which means we're going to see at least once this tournament.
Oh, okay. I see now. Okay, there's Golbez. Okay, we're right in the world. And here we are. We are starting with Atella. Dave, do you want to see Atella first out of the gate?
Well, it gives me direction to the seed, but honestly, this edge is all the direction we need for the start, because in the Red Moon flag, the seed Neki is turned off, so edge starts fully kitted.
This is very true. Edge will start with his regular old 2 short swords, so I don't know. I'm feeling like our runners are going to feel pretty confident going around this overworld first thing.
And we see both runners immediately deciding, I want to know what's in the rest of this party.
Yes, for those of you who don't know, See No Earned is a flag set that is turned on for this tournament, which means that the only places you can find characters are the free character locations. So right out of the gate, you know exactly which 7 characters are going to be in the seed, and you can go ahead and decide what your party is within the first couple of minutes.
And I'm willing to venture a guess that YangusKhan is happy to find that Yang immediately.
I don't know. I would assume that maybe his favorite character is Yang. But you never know. He might be a Iridia fan, especially with that Leviathan orb just sitting in the waterfall.
Well, that's interesting. If we don't find Darkness early to set up a grind and Slingshot later, that gives another form of offense other than just letting Edge hit things.
Absolutely. And on these T-Pro settings, you know, just kind of finding some of those higher level items, including 2 grimoires just sitting there. I think this overworld is pretty in check right now.
So this watery pass was sponsored by the Fey March.
Looks to be. Now we do have a little bit of divergence on our opening up. We see peasants going straight to what is this castle called? This is not Fabul. I don't know why I was going to call it Fabul. Damsian. Oh my goodness. And we see he's going to probably do a waterfall check to see if one of the required bosses is right here.
Nope, and that's not something you want to see there. That is the freeze for the free bosses out of the pool. Or in the pool in this case.
King and Queen decided to go swimming tonight.
You know, nice little romantic night out.
And we do have peasants diving straight into Antlion and looting a couple of these top chests, while YangusKhan has decided to peek the Damsian basement to see if we can find some goodies. There was a charm rod, and a power staff. Two weapons that'll get some mages online pretty early, actually.
Oh, that's the better pickup right there. That's a mute knife.
A mute knife and peasants found a mute knife too. Okay, everybody has mute knives. Because apparently Red Moon is find your mute knife and celebrate.
Oh, that mute knife, it bolsters Edge's flame should you want to use it. Gives him mage slaying for an Asura or some unruly Magus sisters.
We are getting our first look at our Mysidia characters. We have a Cid and a White Mage.
Tell on a pair of twins. What are you thinking right now?
I am thinking that if I find a darkness crystal... Well, maybe I don't want to find a darkness crystal. I don't know. Maybe I just want to not have to worry about a D machine.
And on Peasant's side, we see that mute knife immediately going to work doing just horrible things to the Baron Guards who are mages.
Well, Antlion has the early goods. We are less than 5 minutes into the seed and we already have found our hook, which on these flags is our only way of getting underground with our forced hook flag on. So you know what? Let's just go down. Let's go, Dave.
Down the hooker of this party. Let's go. What's the worst that can happen?
No, I kind of feel like we're at least gonna go to Ordeals and get Tella some better spells.
Yeah, maybe Berserk is okay. Fine, you convinced me.
All right, so with YangusKhan going up Ordeals, we are going to get a look at our final character in this seed.
I like an early Ordeals check here. You have Edge with his full starting kit. Edge should be able to take care of most things that would show up on Ordeals on his own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and with that early twin, oh, look, it's my girl. Now this becomes a really interesting choice with that early Leviathan. We do see Yangus actually really thinking about it because there is something to say about the power of early game twin.
Yeah, it's a tough call.
It is. I don't know what I would do in this situation, and I am a huge Rydia fan.
Personally, I would seriously consider Rydia here just because Leviathan, you get a few levels on Leviathan, just makes quick work of everything.
That is a very, very valid point.
On Peasant's side, we see Demist was invading Kabul.
Yes, and that means an extra key item check for Peasants.
Right. On the Blue Moon flag set, we have a free key item. On Red Moon, you have to find Demist to get a key item from Rydia's mom.
That is true. So Demist becomes our 9th boss hunt in Red Moon flags. Now that was a Baron key. which is super interesting because I am pretty sure we saw one of our required bosses at the beginning of this seed.
I'm glad one of us was paying attention to that.
I'll be honest, I wasn't, but chat was. Thanks, chat. Y'all are a pal. So it would definitely not surprise me to see Baron go ahead and get cleared before heading down that hook route too.
Yep, it's one of the rules we have for Enterprise. Do your objectives. You know there's an objective in Baron, you may as well just go there. So what do we have? We have Yang, Edge, Sid, Tella, and a trio of mages.
Yep. And we're seeing a slight difference in party comp, just in terms of that fifth. Oh no, just kidding. Yangus kept the Sid and dropped the Yang. Okay, so we have an exact party on both sides.
Having an Ogre Axe, that's a very fair play.
Oh yes. And you know, I am a Yang fan. I like Yang. Not necessarily the biggest Sid fan, but in these flags, with especially early game when Yang doesn't really have much power, you find a weapon for Sid, and he can also help you just go through almost any spot on the overworld.
Just a purple robe on Hobbs. We're not going to know which one that was. But we do know neither of them are required, so Yangus immediately resets out.
Oh.
Peasants, you may want to go back in there.
He said, oh, wait a second. That was a required boss.
Yep. Saw the ruby, said, no, I don't want, wait, yes, I do need this.
And a mute knife edge will one-shot Ruby in the Mist Cave. So he is done, and Peasants has the first objective of the night.
And we're going to see what's in, or what Demas has for us.
Thank you, chat, for making all of the puns. Never apologize for puns.
No, never apologize.
All right. While that is not a progression key item, that is half of our forge. And with our alt forge on, I don't remember what that flag is called. What is Supersmith? Oh my goodness, y'all! It's been a week. But with the Supersmith flag on, forge can be any weapon of the Supersmith GBA versions of those weapons. So it could be something fantastic for one of our characters, or it could be scrap metal. You just never know.
I'm cheering for Lightbringer.
Yes, Lightbringer and the Seed with no Cecil.
Exactly, you understand. Here we see one of the other big things about we're in piggies.
Piggies, all the piggies. We love piggies in Free Enterprise.
Also, Blinky will miss it. That was a required boss at Baron 1. I think Peasants is very, very happy to see Wyvern off the table.
Oh, Baron in is a double.
Yeah.
There's our Val.
And yeah, that is a fantastic place to find both these bosses for our runners. First spot has 400 HP. Edge simply just, waves his swords at it and it goes away. And Val here has no defense.
Which is good to know, because then you can actually just use some spells, including Twin or Ice 2, which I think we already have.
We should have Ice 2. Pal learns at level 11. Or just let Edge do angry ninja things.
Does look like we did buy that Earth Hammer from the shop in Fabul, I think. So Sid is also doing some very strong work.
Was that Earth Hammer in Fabul or was that in Mist? I thought it was Mist.
Oh, maybe it was in Mist. You're right. You are right.
So Peasants threw the double required Baron in. Can we get a triple? Nope.
Oh, the sad Ruby. So sad. This is the one key item you just don't want to find in this flag set because it goes to nothing but a piggy in a bed.
Hey, I could grab some pigs in a blanket.
Yes, but they're not as tasty when they're just laying in bed. Meanwhile, YangusKhan is giving us our first look at Mount Ordeal's bosses. We find a Mom Bomb in Ordeal Spot 1.
Okay, fine. We're not going to be mean to the pig in a blanket. We'll just let it rest. We'll let sleeping pigs lie. So, Mom Bomb here, slightly rude.
Yeah, it's a little rude. Mostly because I don't know if this early in the game we're going to be strong enough to avoid the explode phase. It'll be pretty close. So it's just time. It's not necessarily difficulty, but it is more time.
That it is. Yep. I don't think we have the damage to push another 9,000 before the explosion happens. But any J item at all is easy enough to get through.
Yes, and we do know that Yangus found a lot of J items between the backside of the Watery Pass and Damsian Basement, so he's definitely prepared for the bombs.
And Peasants seeing that, or remembering that Antlion was in Baron, or gave us a key item, walk straight into Baron Castle.
Which is a great play. He's pretty set up for party-wise to go ahead and take on these Baron bosses. And you know what? He's gonna leave Baron Castle with at least 4 bosses checked off in under 20 minutes.
And we'll leave a short sword behind, lodged inside the Antlion. Hey, that Grimoire roll will be enough. Actually, I think any AoE, any roll that wasn't Sylph, or actually, any roll that wasn't Sylph would have done it. Odin might have done it too.
Except for Chocobo, which is the one I always get.
But Choco was excused for being cute.
Huh. Look, Dark Knight Cecil decided to go on a walk. It didn't make it very far, but, you know, just chilling out on the mountain.
Well,
as one does.
You know, you can't just stay cooped up in your mirror room all the time.
But with Edge and Sid with so much starting HP, this is a very easy spot to get through.
Yep, just let him wave at you 3 times and the fight ends.
Meanwhile, on Peasant's side, he got those 3 chests in Baron, and one of them was an Hourglass. That is a fantastic early game pickup. Especially if you're gonna go try and fight some Eblin trap chests. And
it's your favorite boss, J-Vac.
Favorite boss. I love Pale Dim, y'all.
Oh, you want to throw one in there?
Oh, I will. I'm ready. Are you ready?
Let's hear it.
I'll do just one, y'all. One on both sides. We're gonna make it even. I will not doot in your ears all night. It's fine.
Oh,
because in actuality, Peasants is gonna make pretty quick use of his attacks here. So
I got a little excited when I saw the sparkle there. That was that could have been D Lunars or Ogopogo, both required bosses.
Meanwhile, the room on top of Mount Ordeals has just a Karate Man. But we did get the other half of Forge, so we will have full Forge when going underground. So we can immediately go and Forge. So this is turning out to be a very interesting seed.
So, question for you, J-Man. Would you Forge as soon as you hit underground with this party?
I don't see why I wouldn't forge. Especially going ahead and having it on the off chance that it is either a super hammer for my Sid or a really fantastic weapon for Edge. Because if you get a fiery hammer, like, Seed's over. Let's go.
Not sure what those statues were. One looked like Baigan, the other one looked like a dancer's leg.
Antlion.
Was that Antlion or that was Antlion?
Yeah, it was an antlion leg. It just looked funny because it was on the opposite side. Oh, cheeky package check, Dave.
I do like my cheeky checks.
Peasant says not right now because he still has the Mount Ordeals to do.
And it's 3 more bosses to check. Seems pretty good to me.
And we will get to see whether Peasants decides to keep Rydia or not.
I have a feeling the answer is going to be no.
But.
I know, but Rydia.
It's Rydia. With a Leviathan. Is that not good enough for anyone? No. Okay. I'll just sulk over here.
All right. While J-Mac is sulking in the corner. Okay, I was about to say. Okay, Yangus is going to go check Mist Cave. So our runners look like they're going to be retracing his footsteps. Yangus hitting Mist Cave, and probably over to Baronin from there. Peasants taking on the Mom Bomb into DKC into Karate on Ordeals. And we see again, Rubicon shows up, blink, and he's gone. Yes, Frith. Rydia's going to take her Leviathan and start up her car wash.
You know, that's not a bad career move for her. Maybe she can even move into washing airships as well.
Do you think while she's doing that, she ever starts singing, working at the car wash?
Ooh, ooh, ooh. I would say yes. Who doesn't sing car wash when playing free in? Or is that just me too? Man, is it really just me?
That would not be the strangest song to pop into my head while playing free in.
So what is about to be very interesting is even though our runners took different paths, we are going to converge on Eblin Cave, Eblin Castle, and the Hook Route right about the same time. And both will have 4 objectives done.
Right, because as we remember, there were 2 sitting here waiting for us. So, YangusKhan choosing to use the Star Veil to reflect the Mega Nuke. This may come from not being as familiar with boss HP. That spot is 400 HP. A single swing from Edge will very easily dispatch it.
Yes, but I do get that initial panic of Wyvern,
Understandable.
So sometimes I too forget that all I really need to do is just go boop boop. And, in certain spots. So I completely get that Wyvern panic, especially when you have not turned your battle speed down at all.
But fortunately for Yangus, this spot is super slow.
Yeah, super slow and relatively easy to recover.
Especially because Valvalis only has one move that can actually kill someone.
Yes. So while this might take a little bit longer, he's through it very easily. Good recovery, and he will also be rewarded with
the sad ruby.
Oh yeah, the sad ruby.
But the real reward there is the fact that this was hard required.
Yes, hard required. Going straight into that antlion in Baron Castle. I don't think Peasants actually peaked the Odin spot.
No, we didn't see that.
So maybe Yangus will peak the Odin spot after completing the throne room, just to see if he has to come back after taking a little bit of grinding.
Or maybe the Odin spot is free and you can take it right now.
That is true. Although, who is free other than we've seen everybody except for Officer Soldier?
Golbez.
Oh, well, sure. There are some runners that consider Golbez to be free.
That spot has, I believe, 19,000 HP, and Golbez's reflective spells will make very short work of himself there.
That is true.
The Odin spot is one of the highest magic power spots in the game. Because Zantetsuken is supposed to finish you off if it hits.
Alright, Yangus is heading into Baron. Peasants has remembered that he needs to go ahead and check on Hobbs, make sure that there's not a required boss up here. We are going to see... Nope, never mind. I thought we were going to see what robe it was, but no. No need to waste the time.
Not Sparkle, Blue Robe, or the Comedy Man himself. Reset.
So we will see Peasants head for the Eblin Island. Dave, do you go in and take any looting in Eblin Castle?
If I'm looting there, it's less for loot and more for Quake.
Oh, that is a good point.
Okay, Zealcat's saying it's just over 20k. I knew it was right around that range. I also know that Golbez finishes himself off very fast there.
But we are going to get our first look at our Eblin Cave shop, which has coffins and starveils and elixirs.
All sorts of good stuff in there.
Yep, you grab some coffins and hope that they will come in handy with that one siren we have. Oh, and the ninja swords. Bring on the ninja swords. Let's go. Seed over.
Though. Might be able to afford one. Yeah, you could ditch the Odin summon. It's 66k. You're going to need to sell the Leviathan if you want this.
Yep, there it goes. Well, goodbye, chances of Rydia. Goodbye.
I get leaving the Rydia behind early, just in case you trip over a Darkness Crystal before going underground.
That's true.
Because the easiest way to maintain a slingshot on her is to simply not take her in the party.
That is a very true statement. And I do appreciate the slight hesitation on selling that Leviathan orb, so we'll call that a win in my book. Oh, wait. Excuse me. Just in on YangusKhan's side.
Yeah, this just in. I'll join you on that.
All right, Seed can continue.
Peasants finding the Mad Ogres. I'm fairly certain we found a hourglass somewhere. There it is.
Yes. So this should be able. He should be able to get Quake off of this. Maybe snag a good item and sneak some Bacchus wine. So this is actually a really, really smart move and smart chest to take.
And we see Peasants utilizing the life glitch here.
Yes, the life glitch is the only glitch on in this flag set.
So for anyone not aware, with a enemy without the boss bit is dying, you can use a life potion or the life spell on them to bring them back with 0 HP, and they die again immediately, getting you credit for an extra kill. That's the short version of it.
Well, that is a great dart. That might come in handy for a boss on the Fey March. I don't know how handy that'll come for the Ruby Spot boss, because as chat has said, it is a blue robe, which either means it's Water Hag or one of our other objectives, the Fabul Alt Gauntlet.
As you know, catch point, you can't life glitch the undead either. I was just giving the abridged version. Speaking of darts, that's a Gungnir spear that was sitting in Baron Castle.
Oh, yes, it was.
It's still a 90 power weapon, makes a good dart.
Or money for the ninja swords.
That too.
Ooh. We see Yangus decide. To go and get a couple of extra loot chests.
I was waiting to see what was down there. YangusKhan being a tease and just grabbing the chest and leaving. The Magus Sisters in this spot. The physicals are going to hurt a bit. The magic here is non-existent.
But you know, with our mute knife, this will be pretty easy.
We see Edge doing 3,000 to the front sister. And you can see those physicals in action.
All right, with Yangus checking that waterfall boss, he has also exhausted all checks on the overworld, so he will be joining Peasants on the Hook route.
Yes. Great times clearing these overworlds by both of our runners.
Yes. Under 30 minutes, and we're already more than halfway through our required objectives. I will take that as a great seed so far.
Now, that doesn't mean the others can't be buried somewhere deep.
Well, of course they're going to be buried somewhere deep. I'm expecting double required giant, where the darkness crystal is going to be last locationed. I don't know where that's going to be. Maybe behind Zot. But it'll be a double required giant.
Can I interest you at a Evil Alt Leviathan gaining the darkness?
Yeah, okay, that wouldn't be bad either.
I don't think I can interest our runners in that.
Oh, Peasant's taking the safety save. Just in case this is Fabul Gauntlet. I don't blame him at all.
Gauntlet here can be surprisingly rude.
That is true. However, we do know that Peasants did buy a few coffins, so maybe they will
True.
make it a little bit easier. It's very convenient that there were ninja swords and coffins in the Eblin Cave shops.
No need to worry about that. 20,000
No.
HP? Nah, just pop this thing 3 times and you're through.
The only thing that's difficult is trying to keep those kids alive to get some levels.
I'm fine with Water Hag being here. You know why?
Why, Dave?
Because that means Gauntlet can be somewhere much ruder. Like, Crystal Sword.
Crystal Sword would be rude. Masa Altar is super rude.
I was gonna say, people talk about the Masa Altar Gauntlet being rude. You haven't picked a fight with 2 blue dragons.
That is extremely true. But you know where I might want to see Gauntlet? I think I might want to see Gauntlet in the Luca Cave. I love a good bat gauntlet.
Well, I don't know, those bats, again, I play Castlevania. I don't feel like dealing with I'm not a huge fan of bats.
Oh, you know what? Xenocat brings up a great point. Best gauntlet is Twin Harp Gauntlet because it
Agreed.
also has bats and you get extended music.
Agreed. Extended music is best gauntlet. Oh, that's interesting. You see what boss is waiting atop a tower?
No, I looked away.
That's a sparkle.
Ooh.
We've seen Paladin, we've seen Wyvern. That means 2 of the 3 remaining sparkles are required bosses. The other one is the floating eyeball.
Yep. Oh, that was a great sneaky pick by YangusKhan. He got a full moon.
That is very nice.
That means you can put that full moon on and put him in the back row and let him do things.
Right. So with the 4.5 release of Free Enterprise, the back row glitch has been fixed, so it can be toggled. So if you want to use someone in the back row, you actually have to have a ranged weapon on them. Because this glitch is turned off in Red Moon.
It is actually a very mean flag. And it is made for some very interesting Red Moon seeds, where you want to take 3 Zerkers, but you don't necessarily have the room for 3 Zerkers.
Those are sirens for sale.
Sirens, coffins. Are we going to get some early egg grinding going on?
It wouldn't surprise me. We're at 6 key items. No pan, no freebies left. It would be nice to get some levels on the kids.
Absolutely. You definitely want to at least get Cure 3 on your Porum for sure. Well, there's the other free boss.
And we got some coffins for it.
We have some coffins.
That should be Officer Soldier.
Gotta just heal up a little bit because 3 of his people were about to take a nap at 1 HP.
If you have a perfect anchoring situation, that fight is perfectly safe even at 1 HP. The problem is, I don't think Peasants has a perfect anchoring situation. That spot is relatively speedy.
Very speedy. But nothing a cabin can't handle.
All you need to do is coffin the officer before anything else happens. The officer can't tell the soldiers to attack. And then they get confused. Much like we're about to see.
And meanwhile, on Yangus's side, we see him prepping for his hooker out bosses. Getting some last minute equipment changes.
I think Yangus will put that mute knife right back on when he sees what the boss is.
Oh, absolutely. But you know, you always got to prepare.
So we see on Peasant's side, once the officer is down, the soldiers start infighting.
Yes, they make it very easy to defeat them because they do a lot of the damage, especially in this spot.
And you see right there the consequence of not having the back row glitch. Is Cindy is considered back road while Mindy is standing.
Ooh, yeah, I didn't think about that actually. But that does make a lot of sense. But you know what? Quake will solve all those problems.
Yeah, Quake solves a lot of problems.
And meanwhile, that was just a white spear. Another great dart for our edge, but not progression. So we will see Peasants probably head towards Dwarf. Yep, he is headed towards Dwarf Castle. Because this is 2 boss checks. So we are seeing a lot of go straight to Dwarf.
Right, and well, we have Telos, so it wouldn't matter, but being Red Moon, there is no warp glitch, so you don't need to worry about preparing with a warp caster beforehand. More hourglasses for sale. Could always go for that.
Yeah, these shops have been quite nice, actually. Just giving you exactly everything you need right when you need it. How thoughtful.
Oh,
and life potions.
Life potions. Yeah, I guess those are useful too. We see Yangus finishing up the hook route, and we'll be hitting Pitfall about 39 minutes.
Yep. Not bad timing for either runner, especially with 4 objectives already complete. But you know what? We still have a lot of seed to go.
That's not even all the super high attack spot. To answer a question in chat, is we need to our runners need to defeat 7 of the 8 bosses shown, and they only get 7 characters to choose from. So the 7 characters they had are the 5 you see on both runners' sides, Rydia and Yang.
Yep, they are waiting in the tower. Just in case you mess up an anchor, or in case you find a darkness and want to do a slingshot.
Honestly, those are 2 fantastic slingshot targets.
That is true. I do love slingshotting a Yang because he gets a lot of levels. Ooh.
Oh, Yangus, being a man of the people, showing us the forge.
Yes. Headed straight there. So we are about to... Now, does he steal? Yeah! Steals from the old man.
Did you see what the old man had?
Of course, a dart. This is the dart seed.
Fair enough. So scrap metal is what you're saying.
Yes, I was about to say, is that a clue as to what we're about to get?
Okay, that's a Porum stick.
That is a Porum stick. It could be better, but it definitely could be worse. But there is a Stardust Rod for sale.
Stardust Rod, Power Shirt, that's a good forge shop.
That is a fantastic forge shop.
And we see Yangus selling the farm. Probably eyes on one of those 2. And Ribbon Quest pointing out Ribbon's there too.
And with Golbez still on the table, those ribbons are kind of valuable.
And then a quick check shows that, yes, the Seraphim Stick is a life staff with more attack power, basically.
And can also cast heal.
I'm trying to think when that would be of any real use.
As a pig? I don't know.
True. Yeah, I guess if you want to, unmute yourself and don't have a heal pot. Yeah, versus Val maybe.
Oh, there's our Earth Crystal from Dwarf Castle. While there were no bosses, required bosses in Dwarf Castle, that is a very, very interesting key item to receive right now.
So now Peasants has a choice. Earth Crystal, top of tower.
Earth Crystal or top of tower. Or go back and take on that Ashura in Ashura spot.
That Asura is not terrible.
No, especially with the Mute Knife.
You have a wall caster, you have a berserk caster, you have a mute knife. That's a very winnable fight right now. Edge should do in the neighborhood of like 4,000 to swing.
Yep, there are some interesting choices. None of them are incorrect, but you know, one of them is going to be more progression than the other. Yeah. So we will see where our runners decide to go with this information.
So Earth Crystal is probably the choice then. What do you think?
I am thinking Earth Crystal because you don't want to walk all the way up the Tower of Babel when you don't know 100%, when you're only 66% chance without that tower key. If I have a tower key, I will go up there and do it. But without that tower key, it's a really long walk for potentially nothing.
That's very fair.
Where at least this check, I get the treasury and I get 2 boss checks. And they're slightly, you know, they're easier bosses. Unless it's Golbez in the Vow spot, in which case that is quite difficult.
Yeah, good news with Golbez there. That's another spot where Golbez's spells will just do bad things to himself.
Very true. But you've got to get that Star Veil up. He's very, very speedy there.
And it does look like Pez is going to play our favorite game.
Do.
Great Vast Treasury!
Okay. We had some more ninja things. We got a tiara, a siren.
A light sword for darting.
Yeah. Overall, probably not actually worth going to get, except for maybe that ninja hat. But, like, you don't hate to see anything there, but it also, like, it's stuff you already have.
Yeah. I agree with Twisted Flax here. 2 late out of 10.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, if this were, you know, a 5 or 10 minute treasure, that would be fantastic. You'd be set for the seed. It is T-Pro with no restrictions. There could have been a Mur, there could have been a Masa.
But alas, Edge will just have to do ninja sword things. Oh, that whole shop was ninja. Okay, so that treasury really was useless. Cool.
Well. But hear me out. What if you could get it for free instead?
I mean, this is true. It is very true. So the question is, what is Yangus gonna do? Because he has not peaked Feymarch yet either.
Speaking of bosses that are rude with no back row glitch, CPU.
I mean, good news is this is only in a spot with 9,000 HP. Bad news is no back row glitch.
Bad news is, how do you plan on doing full damage to the one in the back?
Quake it and hope for the best. Quake and dart. There we go.
Chuck some darts at it. There you go. Yeah, the second half of the back row glitch is if at any time you equip a ranged weapon, it allows you to do full damage to any enemies that are in the back row as well. So without that glitch on, certain bosses, CPU, some CPU Maga Sisters,
D-Lunars.
D-Lunars, some of the alcoholic formations. Without a ranged weapon, you can't do full damage to them in the back row either.
Which is actually something I don't think I knew until back row got turned off.
Something interesting we're about to see on Peasant side, the piggies.
More piggies! But what's so special about these piggies, Dave?
The piggies in the second room give you hints as to what the boss is going to be. So the color of the pigs changes depending on the boss sprite. Were those yellow-eared piggies?
They were white-eared piggies.
Best piggies come up when it's D-Mist showing up here, because that means you get ghost piggies.
Ooh! Required Earth Crystal, let's go!
Yangus takes a look at that Feymarch, thinks for a second.
Takes a quick heal. He knows he can take it.
So this tells us that white-eared piggies means the lunar sparkle.
Yes, that is good to know. We are figuring this out with you, actually, because this is a new side effect to some of these flags we have turned on.
And I can assume it's caused by the SNES's color palette limitations.
Yes, and also something, the last sprite to touch that spot, something.
So Yangus has blinked up the Palom and it's going to try to AoE down the soldiers, which Palom successfully does.
Yeah, also not a bad play. All right, we are rewarded with the rat tail on Peasant's side from the Earth Crystal.
Okay. Also, note that's 8 key items now.
It is 8. I just had to count. Oh, this is a great time to go ahead and peek this Odin spot boss because you land right here.
And you have the firepower to take pretty much anything that's up there.
How convenient. Oh, this is great, actually. This is way better than my plan to have spotted it 20 minutes ago. Wait, there's a pineapple pig? I want to see a pineapple pig.
It showed up yesterday in Martin Broadcloak's stream, which led to a discussion about other pineapple-related things.
Well, I definitely need to go back and see Pineapple Pig. But we are going to see Peasants turn in this rat tail.
I wasn't going to say it, Scala.
Oh, rewarded with a pass. While not a key item, an item that you don't hate seeing.
And this means we're down to Asura, Top of Tower, Sheila 1, and Baron Basement for Moon Access.
Well, we do see Yangus setting up that Sheila 1 check.
I think Yangus having...
And doing a safe scum, maybe?
I think Yangus saw the boss at Top of Tower and might just say, that's a sparkle, I want to take a shot at it. And it's a 2 in 3 chance, it's not a terrible play.
No, I don't hate it. Like I said, at this point, there are no, incorrect plays. They're just going to be the plays that play out, or that pan out, get it, S-Grunt, and those that don't.
I'm hoping for one of these to lead to the Twin Harp, and that has our underground access.
Oh, like underground, like magma key? Haha! Joke's on you.
Well, that would just be hilarious if it was that.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I
agree.
Clearly, I meant under the moon ground access because I was thinking of the darkness crystal.
Yes, because you go underground to get to the moon.
Well,
because
it's the lunar subterranean.
FF4 things.
It's
look, it's a blue robe.
You're under some ground.
Wait, we already saw that blue robe. Never mind.
Yeah, we know that's the water hag on the hook route. Rivet Quest, I misspoke. That's all that was. And JMX not letting you try to justify it.
No, I want to see darkness from a required twin harp. Oh man, gotta hate that. I mean, good news is any other time you see a sparkle, you know it's required.
Bad news is you're at a place where you can actually spy the boss before you fight it.
That's what I was about to say. Bad news is there aren't that many places you can actually see a sparkle. Oh.
Without having found a darkness crystal, both of us still have to fight this.
Oh yeah, you have to take this, one, because you walked all the way up here, and two, because you are still missing some items that will lead to other bosses. Namely the darkness crystal, but also tower key, Luca key, and twin harp are still all gating bosses that might be our required bosses.
And in Yangus's case, Zeromus access in general. So, I believe Yangus has a RA1 edge here because Sid has a dwarf axe on.
Yes, Sid does have a dwarf axe, so Yangus is actually set up a little better for this fight, and his edge should survive.
Right, that edge is berserked, so I don't believe edge can fall here.
Oh, or didn't need it. Down the wire.
Or we just burn Plague down before the counter hits 0. That works too.
That was a great mid-game twin right there. Hey, this check did pan out.
Fine, you win this round. Although, it's a little bit awkward for Yangus having already set up Sheila 1 and then immediately finding the pan.
Yeah, but you know, at least he's still down here. So it's not terrible. Yeah, it's probably what, a minute extra, a minute 15, but not too much time lost considering.
We did see Peasants rearrange the party real quick, get Sid in the center, so we're nice and slow anchored.
Yes, even though we have a Tella in both of our parties, we are using Sid as our anchor.
And Tella actually gains agility at a decent pace.
Whereas the twins don't. They are so slow for a very long time.
The one advantage Yangus had over Pez in this fight was that full moon. Because Plague flies, as you can see by the fact that Plague isn't touching the ground.
That is very true. I kind of forgot about that. But you can definitely kind of see that advantage with just the difference in how edges hit.
And full moon, being a wind-based weapon, deals bonus damage to flying enemies.
I love when the game does this.
Scala Y.
We just like back and forths here. Back and forth. Up the tower, down the tower, back up the tower. It's fine. It is, you know what? It is leg day because we didn't even really get to see leg.
So, no cardio. So, how much do you like tower climbs?
I don't like them, actually. Why? Because I want the pathing and the walking to be slightly more logical than it is. Just slightly, just a little bit.
Answer something Mobile White asked. We wouldn't have 2 RE1 Zerkers, but you don't really need it.
Well, we do have a Dark Elf, which is not a required boss, which means we are running out of places for our 3 required bosses to be hiding.
We hit the Dark Elf for twice its twice the spot's HP. It just shrugs to hit off. Oh, this does mean our runners will have 10 key items before getting to the moon, which will make taking any grind they want significantly easier. Or in case of peasants, 10 key items right now.
Yes. We are at 10 key items. So now you've also got a choice of grind. Because you're still underground, and you have sirens.
I would not be surprised if we see peasants go for, a quick scramble right after Tower Key. You're right there. Get to kiss their big spells.
Yep, this is definitely turning into a very close race.
I believe the only checks peasants up right now is Zot.
Yes. But Yangus will be able to route in the Pan turn-ins and Zot in one upper world sweep. So.
Wow. All that up the tower, down the tower, back halfway up the tower, down again for a ring.
I mean, it's a shiny ring.
That's fair, and being shiny does count for a lot. I like shiny things.
Well.
Thank you, Asbody.
I would sing that, but I'm laughing too much.
If you like it, then you better put a ring on it. Is that better?
Yes, thank you, Dave. Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, Peasants is about to get the sad news that this pan chain does not, in fact, pan out. So
we don't know that.
At least the tower pan. But yes, we still have not turned in the pan, so maybe that's where darkness is? Or maybe that's where Twin Harp is.
Ah. Oh no, Asbody. Too many puns doesn't get you the hook from off stage. Too many puns gets you the hook pulling you onto the stage.
All right, Sheila, show us the Twin Harp.
I wouldn't mind Darkness from Shield 1 could have had this whole time.
Yeah, but if Darkness is from Twin Harp,
True.
then we get required music.
Okay, I can't argue with that logic.
Oh no! Hey! So, good news, we have Twin Harp. Bad news is, do you check Twin Harp before going to the moon?
Oof.
I don't know. Probably not. Although, Yangus has not done Earth saw it, so he might actually route it in because that's 3 boss checks.
Yangus might because Yangus doesn't have the pass. And without the pass, you want to try to get your last boss fight on the moon, so you just make 1 trip.
That is true. But if that is your logic, do you also check the package?
Maybe only because I would probably find the pass before getting to the package.
There's so many decisions in these flags, and that's what makes these races so exciting, because you just never know what each runner's gonna do.
Hey, don't tell people my strategy. I don't know when I'm running, I don't know what the runner's gonna do either.
Oh. Uh-oh, this is interesting.
This might be setting up for... okay, so Sid's gonna be allowed to hit things.
Oh, that was almost real spicy right there.
Yeah, I wasn't sure where that was going.
Wait a minute.
We might be picking up these Rydias and taking them to nuke on the moon.
Or both of them let Tella get too many levels. Oh!
Well, yeah, that's an indication that Rydia's getting nuke.
Yay!
Oh, we let Rydia chill with Yang. They were, playing various party games with the Elder in the tower.
So Peasants is headed to the moon, and Yangus is going back to double check this barren basement throne.
That's some good lore, Riven. She was training with Yang, that's why she can use Zeus gauntlets now.
Very, very true.
Better than my idea. The 3 of them were just sitting in the tower playing various party games for the past hour.
Yeah, they could have been playing Uno.
That's right, we know it's a turtle down here, don't we?
Yes. We know it's a turtle.
Jackbox Party Pack Mysidia Edition. That's
Look, sometimes games of Uno last hours, depending on the rules you play with.
Okay, we see Peasant's gonna take some gold dragons on the moon. This first one will slingshot ready. She's gonna get, assuming a life glitch goes off, she's gonna get, what, 360,000 XP?
Yep. Okay.
And Yangus is choosing the egg grind instead. This makes sense, having gotten rid of the wheat caster.
Yes. We're just gonna kill off Rydia, and then we're just gonna let our characters get a few levels. You don't have to do a full grind, because you're expecting to maybe have to kill some bosses on the moon. I don't know. Well, at this point, you're only missing 1 key item. So no, we're in face check mode.
Now, I think if you're going to grind here, you just go all the way to nuke and call it done. I've been burned in races more than once from cutting a grind short, being like, yeah, I'll get my XP from the moon, and then, oops, dolls and ribbon room and you get no XP.
No, that's never happened to me.
Or having nuke would have made the moon so much faster that it wasn't worth shorting the grind.
Yes, that is true. And I forget that on these flags, we're not, I mean, now granted, we actually have all of the key items we pretty much need, but also, like, we're not looking for key items as much as bosses. It's a different way of thinking about free enterprise, and that's what makes it so interesting.
That it is. Like right now, both runners have effectively the same key items, and we're just missing access to Luca Keep, the Sealed Cave boss. Is that it?
That is it. Just Luca. It's the only boss in the entire boss spot we don't have access to.
Right, so only one boss spot without access, and there's one boss you're allowed to skip, so...
Yep, so they are in go mode. They just don't know it yet.
I think both our runners realize they're in face check mode. They just need to find the boss they're looking for.
Yes. Now, granted, there's still a chance for the giant to be double required.
There's also a chance one boss is in Sealed Cave, the other one's in Cave Magnus.
Or package.
Or package. So just because we have access to all the bosses, or enough bosses, doesn't mean they're in spots they're easy to find.
This is very true. But what it does mean is that if both of our runners completely do their grinds right now, which we are seeing 2 of our grinds on screen, then in all actuality, all they have to do is go face check bosses, except for on the giant. They're going to have to kill that one to see the second one.
So decision time, Yangus. Where do you go first?
Do you play the odds? I mean, most people are going to play the odds. They're going to go to the moon. That's 6 boss spots.
Yangus has chosen nap time first. I don't blame him.
You know, I took a 3-hour nap today.
And?
Oh,
the fake out again.
dang!
YangusKhan, the master of the fake out.
I was here for it.
Without the pass, a giant first play is, honestly, fairly good.
Yeah, that is true. Just because it would be setting up for, not only would he finish his grind by getting all of that great giant experience, but then he could just avoid having to walk back down the LST twice.
Exactly.
But what we know that he doesn't is that one of his required bosses, as well as the pass. No, pass was Rat Tail? Pass was Rat Tail, which is from Earth Crystal. So, yeah, both of those are coming from Tower of Zot, which he has faded right now.
It's a reasonable play. You got 6 bosses up here.
Oh, yeah,
So-
there are no wrong, there are no incorrect plays. It's just going to be which one pays out for which runner first.
Yangus can give his first peek as what's up here. And that is, hey, remember I mentioned dolls earlier?
Not even worth the time. Next.
That's a
Yangus
good place
says,
to find
next.
them. A good place to find dolls. They're splitting XP. They're splitting XP at a spot that doesn't give any to begin with.
Yep, you don't even feel bad about skipping them because it's so worthless to fight them right there.
I think this is Peasant's last set of King Ryus. Maybe one more after this? I haven't been keeping count. Have you?
No. I think
should
this
be-
is 4. I'm not.
Okay, then there's one more after this. Cause it's 5 sets of King Ryus. If the first one is slingshotting, gets ready to nuke.
Oh.
You get 180 apiece with the life glitch. Times 6 is 108,000, 1.08 million.
That is also good to know. See, math things that I just don't know.
Sometimes we're allowed to do math on Restream.
Only with a guide, though. Only with a guide.
Malix, there's no one to stop me.
So we do see Yangus deciding not to stop at the Mura altar and just head straight down to the lower LST, because that is where the most bosses are. So you're going to get a little more bang for your buck in face check mode, while Yangus is still looking for 4 bosses. So this is definitely a great play to kind of get a lot of checks out in a short amount of time.
3 bosses down here. Maybe it's Golbez at 42k, Ogopogo at the White Spear, and one of our favorite gauntlets. Or
yeah.
No.
Gross.
Not the worst spot for buying it on the move. It's still pretty bad.
Yeah, not something I'm gonna sit through when I don't have to. That's for sure.
Yeah, especially knowing that you're in face check mode.
But that is a sparkle that didn't sparkle.
That's something I think Yangus is more interested in.
I would say so.
Also, we've checked every shop with tier 5 items. Did you notice which tier 5 item was missing this seed?
Bacchus wine?
Yep. You want Zerkers, you gotta do it manually. Potato D-Lunars are in Zot.
Yep, D-Lunars, as well as the chain to the pass, came from our Earth Crystal. And the treasury had exactly nothing that we wanted.
It had money. That's pretty much all it was.
Well, yes, but money for things we had already bought. And Peasants is joining Yangus down in the bottom of the LST.
We'll probably see Peasants take a similar path, take the 3 bosses down here.
Yeah. Then check Crystal. Then go back to Mura. And then Giant?
Probably.
Before heading back down to Earth. And then you don't have to touch that lunar whale again. Well, especially Peasants, because he already has a pass.
With the pass in hand, you just want to clear everything on the moon and the whale as quickly as you can. I mean, the whale, anything that you have to travel on the whale to get to as quickly as you can. Because that whale travel cutscene is long. We haven't... FF4 doesn't have the technology for instant teleporting to the moon.
What? Why?
Transporter accidents. They're a very real thing.
Oh! Well, now runners are in go mode with access to every single boss. So now it's just a matter of what order do you check the bosses and who's going to get lucky. This has been a spicy seed for sure.
You know what the worst part about that is? Twin Heart Dream's now completely dead, I think. Unless one of our runners wants to be nice and, give us the Twin Harp anyway.
I think if any runner does, I think it's going to be Yangus, just because he's got to land there anyway to go do the Zot check. Unless... all of the bosses are here are on the giant.
Hey, we know what boss is on Hobbs now. I can confidently say that was Mylon Z up there. You see Peasants getting through Ogopogo, getting his Luca key.
Yep, and we're about to see what the Crystal Altar has in store for us today.
Come on, Alt
Is
Gauntlet.
it required?
Come on, Alt Gauntlet. Well, it's required.
Is required. Not Alt Gauntlet, though.
This is honestly one of the kind of a rude spot for Golbez, because he's not going to do much to help you win this fight.
No, because this spot does not have very high magic.
It's got somewhere in the neighborhood of 27,000 HP and 4 rolls on its magic.
Yeah, so like the benefit is that he's not really going to kill you with like one spell. The downside is he's not going to kill himself very fast either.
Yeah, like the lit 3s will do about 1,000 to 1,500 damage here. As Daniel was played the vanilla game, this spot is Wyvern, and that opening Mega Nuke is supposed to be survivable. And actually, with Golbez has funny things with spell power, so this might only be 3 rolls.
But this will be Peasant's last required boss.
Right, so Peasants will be able to march straight back down the LST after this, or I stand corrected, teleport out and go back to Blue Planet. I think it's faster from Crystal Sword.
Yeah, and with pass in hand and being at the Crystal Sword altar, maybe just to have that safety of not having to walk down twice in case something goes horribly wrong in your Z fight.
I stand corrected, it's 3 rolls here because of Shadow eating some of the spell power.
Oh, yeah, that is true. I forgot about that.
So, really, the high HP characters don't even need the wall. They can just tank the spells.
If they survive.
Shadow's hungry.
But apparently not for twins. But we do see Yangus get through with that almost 9999 fire 3.
Yep, because Golbez is weak to fire. I'm guessing that armor just kind of makes the heat worse.
Oh, nice sword. Gotta love that.
So we can assume Yangus is going to check Mura next.
Yes, so we will get a look at Mura. If Mura is exactly the alt gauntlet, that becomes very spicy.
That would be spicy. 3 required bosses on the moon. Well, you see there, Porum just chucking out a quad 9 with white.
Porum doing Porum things.
Now, Golbez is also weak to Holy.
Golbez has a lot of weaknesses.
I think the Holy weakness is so Tella can quad 9s with Medio in the scripted fight.
Oh, yeah, that would make sense, wouldn't it? All right, moment of truth.
Odin,
Not the boss we were looking for.
Odin, not an alt gauntlet. And Peasants has decided it's faster to teleport out and fly back down. I think that's true. I haven't timed it, so your guess is as good as mine if it really is.
I'd assume it's probably slightly faster, if not like exactly the same. But again, I think I take the safety in just making sure that my fight can go faster in case something happens.
Are we gonna get music?
We might get music. Oh, we do see Peasants headed back down to our cocoa shop.
Stardust Rod, maybe?
Ooh, so this is going to be very spicy. Because Yangus has headed up Zot to get his 7th and final objective.
Which means both our runners can end up fading the gauntlet tonight.
Yep. And both of our runners are going to fade Twin Harp. Which, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's going to happen a lot on these seeds.
Oh, we get to see parking issues for both of our runners.
Oh, love a good parking jam.
So when you park an airship outside Troya to do Zot, and that airship is not the Enterprise, when you get back on the Enterprise outside Baron, whatever ship you park there stays there.
So what happens is that you have to take a very long walk.
Yeah, so Troya becomes a crowded parking lot. Troya God's gonna boot the airship. That's... How does one boot an airship anyway?
Very carefully.
You like boot the propellers?
But with Peasants headed to our Zeromus fight, Dave, do we have a tournament-themed question?
Well, first off, yes, there's the Z flags. You know, Zeromus is too big, too scary. We can't move him. Something, contract. So instead, we let him dress him up.
Ooh.
And in the theme of the tournament, we have one last question to ask. That is, in the name of the moons, whose butt are we going to punish tonight?
But also, is it cute and does it have a hat?
Or as we saw earlier this tournament, is the butt wearing a secondary, or is the butt wearing something else as a hat that also has a hat? The trombone miss exists.
So many hats.
Oh, I'm gonna have to watch that one back skull if we had the cutest hat.
And Yangus is getting his crystal right as Z is showing up on Peasant's screen. This is a very, very close run.
Some might consider this one cute.
I like the outfit. I don't know who this is from. I mean, where this is from.
This is Kuja from Final Fantasy IX.
Oh.
And that Edge just had a bad day.
Yikes.
So, a little bit of recovery needed here. Get another Silk Web up. I think what happened is the Silk Web went up and then a shake happened and cleared the wall. But it's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, we've got recovery happening. It's okay.
Everything's fine here. How are you?
I'm feeling some scrambled eggs. Oh, no, never mind. That's just Yangus taking a couple more eggs before headed to his Zemus fight.
And I think Yangus wants to get to Nuke and White.
Yes. I think so at this point.
Oh, we're doing a fast anchor reflex strat. These are fun.
Yes, nothing like anchoring with a almost 2000 HP Porum.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, everything's fine. We've got three reflectors. We're gonna be good. It's gonna be okay.
If we see... Oh, Yangus needs to go fetch the whale. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I was like, wait, did I miss him? Okay, never mind.
Oh, I confused myself too. If we see the wall up on edge, 2 nukes, a white being bounced. This Big Bang I don't think is nerfed. So Tella's down, Porum and Riddy are probably down.
Oof.
Wylam, the pass came from the rat tail.
Yes, which came from the Earth Crystal. So he was very, very, very close to getting that pass, yeah.
And I personally don't blame Yangus for just going to the...
Oh, no. I mean, yeah, you can't go searching for a pass, but it just feels real bad that he's gonna find out that he was literally 10 seconds from having it.
There's so many checks you haven't done yet. The odds are not in favor of the pass being there.
Oh, definitely not. This is 100% the correct play.
We do see some nice recovery on Peasant's side. Getting Riddy and Porum back up, getting the wall back up on edge, and continuing to bounce spells.
Yes. And for those that don't know, with Reflect strats, well, okay, never mind. Yes, with Reflect strats, Reflected Magic does not prompt a response, and if it also does not prompt a tip. So you can just do 65k worth of magic damage, and Z goes down.
This Big Bang's about to fire, and I think there's a 9 roll coming out.
Does Palom survive? Barely. Oy.
There's a virus coming right after this, though, so yeah, I have to use the elixir immediately.
There we go. Got it.
That virus would end the fight. As it stands, that's still tickled. Turns out a spell that you're supposed to take, that's supposed to hit your entire party hurts when it only hits one person. And maybe because it's been counting here and knows this will kill.
There it is.
That's the crack bang boom.
Crack bang boom, and with that, Peasants has won this Red Moon play-in match. Get your GGs out in chat. for a very, very well executed Red Moon Seed tonight.
It's well run and some great recovery on that fight from Peasants after the initial nuke to Edge's face.
Yes, there was a lot of recovering happening. But pulled it out and pulled through, and we're going to see if he wants to pop in for an interview.
And with that dinging, I believe we are joined by Peasants. GG's, Peasants.
Hey, thank you. GG's.
So, Peasants, about that overworld and having 4 bosses done before you even go down the hook.
Yeah, it was pretty like the entire seed felt like it was just go mode pretty fast.
I definitely feel that. You were in go mode for quite a long time, and then getting that Luca key from that Ogo spot, it was just like, okay, well, now you just have to figure out where your last boss is.
Yeah, getting the Luca key was actually really nice. I was like, all right, well, it means I don't have to kill anything else besides the required boss, which is at least like a load off the mine. I was pretty sure it was going to be on the moon. I mean, I had 2 bosses and there was 6 spots to check. I was pretty sure it would be fine.
For sure, for sure. So yeah, just kind of walk us through your thought process and your, some of your routing, your feelings about your routing and how you feel like you did overall.
For the majority of the race, I feel like it went pretty well. This is like a team I'm like super comfortable with mostly mages. I probably wish I did a bit more agility anchoring early with Edge, and then obviously having a Dwarf Axe or a dead Rydia. I knew I was coming back first, so I really didn't want to get any levels on her by mistake, and I knew that it's a possibility that could have happened. So I just kept with the Edge, but I think it could have sped up in parts in the underworld if I did a bit more agility anchoring, but that's whatever.
Little things to optimize on. But overall, I thought it was a very well executed seed. That Z fight looked a little shaky.
Hey.
That was probably one of the worst Z fights I've ever done in my life. The fact I didn't wipe there is phenomenal to me. Like, I was like, oh my god.
I mean, it's not every day you see 2000 HP Porum Anchor, so...
Yeah, I mean, I really should just use the Edge for like a fast anchor, but I was like, I can get a ninja shirt on, a ninja hat on Poor and give it a 30. That's fine, probably. No. It was really bad.
Still, you recovered great after the initial misstep and pulled it through. That's what matters, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think I got a little bit lucky with some of the rolls, like that roll on Palom at the end before the virus was for that time in the fight. It probably should have killed Palom. So I think I got a bit lucky. Honestly, it was a low roll. It was very close to being a end of run.
Yeah, but you definitely pulled through. Also, I did want to congratulate you on remembering to check Hobbs.
I was
very proud of you.
I checked all my boss spots. I even checked Odin. I saw it was Kanaz. I was like, well, no, never.
Yeah, no thanks.
We got other things to do.
But yeah, Dave, you have any other questions?
Yeah, so you got rid of the Rydia early. Were you always planning on just slingshotting Rydia later?
Probably. It really depends who was on Ordeals for me when I got rid of her. Or unless she was on Ordeals.
She was your Ordeals character.
Then yes, I was planning on bringing her back because Sid Edge isn't strong enough for a just a smack and Z fight, unfortunately. If it was like a Kane or something, I probably would have went at least hybrid, if not full RA1 kind of thing. But with it being a Rydia, it was like just the 3 kids can take it. They should be able to take Z with no issue with the items I had, but when I let it be a bit closer than it should have been.
Don't look at that. Look at it as putting on a show.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
it was a great, entertaining show.
More entertaining, yeah.
So by winning this play-in match, you get to face Dekar Smash. How are you feeling about that?
I do. I'm blessed. I'm cheesed. I'm chuffed. I think it's going to be a pretty tricky race, but I'll do some practice probably.
Yeah, practice would be good. Because Dekar Smash smashes many tournaments.
I've heard he's pretty good, so I'm just doing it to have fun. I just want to have a little bit of fun.
Well, you know what? At the end of the day, that's all Free Enterprise is for. Super much fun. All the fun. And occasionally some memes and some singing.
I put on the harp song as well after my credits finished.
Okay, well, cool. We can definitely be able to hear that then.
Unfortunately, we will not be able to sing to it.
No singing. We'll have interviews, but yeah. Any final thoughts before you head off?
Not just GG's to YangusKhan. I think this is his first tournament race. I think so. Big shout outs to him for getting in it.
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
Well, good luck in your race next week. And have a good rest of your weekend now that your race is over.
Yes, have a good day.
You guys have a good one.
And that was tonight's first place finisher, PeasantsOMFG, finishing at a time of 1:51.32. While that interview is going on, YangusKhan is berserking through Zemus, it appears.
Yes, tackling his Zemus fight. And he should also be pretty close to finishing, which is a great finish for a first-time tournament runner. Tournament runner. So, yeah. Overall, this was a very, very tight race, and I'm excited to get to talk to Yangus in a couple minutes.
I think the lesson Yangus can take away from this, if you're going to grind the mages, just go all the way to Nuke and White. It takes an extra minute or two, but you more than make it up.
Yeah, just so you don't have to backtrack.
It's a lesson we've all learned from trying to short a grind and then losing time because you don't have the extra firepower.
But that shake means that Yangus is also through his Z fight. Get your GGs out in chat to support Yangus after a fantastic showing in his first tournament race.
It's still a great time through this.
Most definitely. We'll see if we can get Yangus in chat for an interview.
Yes, good job getting through berserking with Edge and Sid. You have to get some good nerf timing out for that.
Yes,
because they are not going to have the offense to push through.
Yeah, as Peasant said, that is a very shaky berserking damage right there.
I believe we're going to stay on this screen for a little bit because Peasants did promise us harp music.
And we don't want to disappoint the music fans in chat, that's for sure.
Hey, who doesn't love some good harp tunes? And they're all good.
But while we are waiting for Yangus to join us, I just want to shout out our fantastic restream team who has been working behind the scenes. Scala Kitty, who has been doing this restream presentation for us tonight, as well as Twisted Flax. And let's just say, tracking for this tournament is terribly difficult because with all of the save scumming and the exiting out and the resetting out of bosses, it's very hard to keep track of who has what key items. So all of our trackers are going to be on their A game for this entire tournament season. So great job to Twisted Flags tonight.
And a great job to you as well, J-Mac. Keeping me in line, putting up with some of this nonsense.
Who, me? Aw, Dave, and you know I love doing comms with you. We make a good team, a great singing duo.
As certain other people point out when we torment them with song.
Oh, and with that sound in my ear, I believe we have been joined by YangusKhan. GG, sir.
Is your microphone off, Yangus? And with that dinging, I believe we are joined by Peasants. GG's, Peasants.
So, Peasants, about that. Okay, it looks like we're having a little bit of technical difficulties getting Yangus's mic to work.
Is this
Okay. So we're going to be, unfortunately, we're going to be we're not going to be playing the harp tonight.
But that's okay because I think Yangus is unmuted.
am I?
Yay!
We can hear you now.
Okay. It's the push to talk. I'm not used to that. Okay.
Oh yeah. No,
we've been bit by that already too.
Well, GG's, Yangus, in your first tournament showing. You played fantastically. How do you feel?
Yeah, I think that was my best time out of any of the seeds I've actually practiced with, so that felt really good. But I don't know, I think a lot of that had to do with just how straightforward that seed felt to me. So that was some fault lies on the seed being a little bit easier in my opinion, but still that was a pretty solid seed.
No, you still execute the seed very well. So tell us what your thoughts are. You got the edge start. How are you approaching, or what are your thoughts seeing that as your starting character?
I like Edge the most, I think, in this flag set, just because he can use loot that you can find for Cecil. He can throw, and I found one. I found an Excalibur, right? So, and I ended up throwing it eventually. So yeah, Edge is my favorite just because of that. Like he can dart. He has a lot of flexibility with his gear. I made a lot of good use of the mute knife, yeah, I like him as a starter a lot, and Tella is always great to go with him. So
now, I did see where you found that Rydia up on Ordeals, and you hesitated.
yeah.
And because I know that you found that Leviathan orb and that Odin orb really early. So what was your ultimate swing to not take her?
Mostly because I know she's a really good anchor, and one of the things I'm still uncomfortable with in Red Moon is having a good anchor around, and especially when you don't have a cursed ring, and I don't want to go shopping for it. So, and ultimately, I know I can get enough levels to get Palom to Quake, which is good enough for me anyway, even though I have a Leviathan. So the fact that I already had a Palom was just, yeah, I'll pick him over Rydia.
That is all very fair, and that Rydia anchor came in handy for you during that Z fight. So, GG's on that.
Yeah, I think I realized. So when I went back and swapped Tella for Rydia, I wasn't thinking too much about that until I got to the Ogopogo fight, and I was like, I probably should have swapped Palom for the Tella, or Palom for the Rydia, so I had 2 Berserk and 2 Blinkers. That would have made a lot more sense, but still, I don't know. Palom made a lot of damage happen in the Z fight anyway with Lit 3, so I'm not sure about that, but...
Well, I know that you feel that the seed was, very straightforward, and that's why you felt good. But also just like your confidence in your decision making, especially with all of these different like routing choices presented, because you pretty much had access to almost every boss about 45 minutes in. But like you didn't hesitate, and you just made a decision and went. And that also kind of shows that even though you're a newer player, you were definitely not new in the mentality of trying to get through these seeds. So that is a definite, that definitely shows how strong of a competitor you're going to be in the waning bracket.
Well, thanks a lot. I mean, I've been playing Free Enterprise, I don't know, maybe a couple years off and on here and there, so it's not totally like out of the blue I'm new to this game or anything, but still, yeah, I haven't really done a lot of competitive at all, one-on-one and that stuff.
So you have lost tonight, but you are not out of the tournament. You are still in now entering the waning bracket, which is for everyone with one loss. So your first match is going to be against the loser of the Flurry 14 Pyre match. How do you feel about that?
Well, I'm pretty sure they're both really good, and so, we'll see what happens, but I'm not expecting anything unexpected.
Well, the good news is you'll have a week. You can get some more practice in during that time.
Yeah,
Maybe spaced out the competition a little bit.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I know Flurry around. I've heard his name quite a bit and seen him a lot on Discord. So yeah, I definitely know how good he is.
But look, if you play like you did tonight, you are definitely going to give whoever you're playing a run for their money.
Yeah, I did. I definitely felt really good when I saw Peasants done in the Discord, and I was like, well, that's pretty good because I'm going to fight Z right now or something. So, that felt pretty good.
Yeah, you're definitely not far behind. Definitely very good showing. Nothing to be disappointed with, honestly.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I felt. I mean, I could probably nitpick a few things, but that's it. That's all.
But do you have any final questions, Dave?
Oh, I think we covered everything.
Okay.
I think it's
Yangus,
about time
any final words?
Not really. It was really fun. Yeah, it was a pretty good time doing my first restream. It was just fun.
Well, I hope to see you back and around, and I'll definitely be looking forward to your first match in a couple weeks.
Yeah, me too.
All right. You have a great rest of your weekend. Now you can relax. Your match is out of the way.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be relaxing now, so have a good one.
Good night. Well, Free Enterprise fans, we might be done here on the Free Enterprise channel, but never fear. We are going to be raiding over to Free Enterprise 2, where we have a riveting Blue Moon match between Tall Grant and the Blue Lizard. As always, make sure that when we go over there that there are no spoilers, because a lot of people like to watch the races back. But yeah, just a final thank you to our restream team, Scala Kitty, Twisted Flax, and to my partner Ingy Dave for a fantastic restream event tonight.
That's a thank you to JMac, and remember, no spoiling this race.
Or you get the bonk.
It looks like we got a fantastic one in progress over there right now.